We're going to look at a method for formal addition. Children need to be really secure with their expanded partitioning before they move on to formal addition. So by the end of year 3 is the earliest they should move on to this really. So if we have 426 plus 342, we understand that that's 400, that's 20 and that's 6. And we understand that that's 300, that's 40 and that's 2. So if we set it out, we're going to label our columns hundreds, tens and ones, so we remember the place value of those numbers. So 426, and we're going to add 342. So keeping the numbers in line with one another makes it much easier to add and a lot less likely to make mistakes. So we're going to start with our ones. 6 ones plus 2 ones gives us 8 ones. 2 tens plus 4 tens gives us 6 tens, and 4 hundreds plus 3 hundreds gives us 7 hundreds. So the answer for that calculation is 768. We're going to have a look at 426 plus 348 because in this calculation the children are going to need to exchange. So if we set it out with our hundreds, tens and ones, and we write our numbers in their columns, 426 plus 348. So we're going to start with adding our ones. So 6 ones plus 8 ones gives us 14 ones. Now we can't put 14 all under the ones column, but we do know that 14 has 4 ones and 1 10. So the 1 10 sits beneath the line, but in line with the tens numbers. Then we need to add together 2 tens and 4 tens and 1 10. So we have a total of 7 tens. And then we can add together our hundreds. So 400s plus 300s gives us 700s. So the answer for that calculation is 774. For this calculation, we're still using a formal method, but this time we're going to be exchanging in more than one column. So if we lay our numbers out in our hundreds, tens and ones, so we have 456, and we're adding 378. So again, we start with our ones. 6 ones plus 8 ones gives us 14 ones. We put our 4 ones underneath our ones column, and our 10 sits beneath our tens numbers. So we now have 5 tens plus 7 tens plus 1 10, which gives us 13 tens. So 13 tens is the same as 130. So our 3 tens, which is our 30, sits in our tens numbers, and our 100 we exchange into our hundreds column. So we now need to add together our hundreds numbers. We have 400s plus 300s plus 100, which gives us 800s. So the answer to this calculation is 834. With all of these calculations, it's really important that children use the bar model to show the relationship between the numbers and to use the inverse to check their answers. So if we draw a bar with our total for this question, so we have 834 is our answer, our total. And in our second bar, we want to know the relationship between the two numbers. So we're adding, we have 456, which is a slightly bigger number, so it has a slightly bigger bar, and we have 378 in the bar next to it. So we know that 456 plus 378 gives us 834. The children can use the inverse to check the answer. So we also know that 834 take away 456 will give us 378. Or we could do 834 take away 378 gives us 456.